Welcome, everybody. My name is Jodie Jordan. I'm a demonstrator for Stampin' Up, and today I'm going to demonstrate a masking technique to create the kind of like a jungle scene for the little monkey stamp set. I have my card or my stamping sheet of paper or cardstock, and I'm just randomly um, stamping the leaves. And I have cut out ahead of time. I've stamped and cut out the same leaves on the masking paper, and I'm going to lay those over top of these already stamped images so I can stamp again, and it will appear that everything is, whatever you stamp first will be in the front, and then you mask it, and it'll look like the rest of the stamps is behind. So this took me over an hour and a half just to do the coloring. That's not counting um, the stamped images that I cut out from the mask. This is definitely, a little time consuming, but it's kind of worth it in the end. The card didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but it's still a cute card. I think I should have probably, in my head, I'm thinking I probably should have used maybe another stamp that has like another kind of leaf or something a little bit longer, like a longer branch, or maybe even started these more towards the center. My thought process was I'm going to create a border around the edges and put my monkey in the middle. Um, I end up smudging my paper, so I didn't get to put the monkey exactly where in the placement that I would have chose originally. I had to cover up a big black spot or start all the way over. And after you start doing all this coloring, you definitely don't want to start over. But right here, I'm just taking those mask pieces, and you can tell I've already started doing this once because you can see that I've stamped multiple things on top of those masks. But now you're just going to stamp right over top of that, and when you peel that up, it'll appear like what you're stamping now is in the background behind that first thing that you stamped. And I do this several times. I'm just filling in empty spaces, kind of twisting my stamp around a little bit. This is where I kind of think I should have maybe used another stamp in the set that's kind of like a little more branchy, I guess, but it was too hard to cut out of the masking paper. It's just because with this you don't want I didn't want a border around it at all. I wanted it to appear, when you do your fussy cutting, you'll cut a little white edge around it. You don't want that with this card. I mean, you certainly can, but there's always going to be like a little space around the edge. I'm trying to make it all um, kind of blend together as like a jungle scene. So I'm just moving I only cut so many of the masking pages or, leaves. So I'm just moving them over to the other side. And you can see when you pull those up how it looks like it's behind the other stamp that you stamp. So when you're doing this technique, you always want to remember that whatever you want in the front is what you will stamp first. And then you'll apply your masking paper over top of that. The colors that I'm going to use in this video are Granny Apple Green is what I start with, the very first green. Then I do Lost Lagoon as one of the colors. Um, no, uh, Pretty Peacock, Old Olive, and Lemon Lime Twist. So when I get to coloring, I'm going to speed it up because, like I said, it took me an hour and a half just for coloring. But I basically used whatever color. There's really no rhyme or reason to how you color the leaves. You just want to you don't want them to all be exactly the same, but I tried to, like if I colored a big square, I would try to color the square across from it when I'm doing the coloring. But some of the leaf tips might be one color and some might be the other. I just try to, whatever's the opposite side of it, I try to keep it that color. The color combo is really nice. Bringing in the blue with the green, I liked it. Now you can certainly change your colors for this. You could do like the brighter greens and or even the darker ones. I don't think we have a stamp and write mark or stamp and blend in like garden green. I think that's one of the colors that we don't have. But there's lots of greens that you could pick from if you wanted to stay in the greens. But I thought it was kind of cool to bring in that pretty peacock, which is kind of a darker green, and then bring in the Lagoon, which is a blue, is really sometimes to me it looks blue, and sometimes it looks green. I would definitely categorize it as a blue. So um, we're almost to that point where I am going to speed up the video um, to start coloring. So I will be right back. Okay, so I've sped this up pretty fast. It's 10 times faster than normal or, at regular speed. So hopefully I don't make anyone dizzy or nauseous from it going so fast. But this is such a long process, and I don't want you to just stop watching my video because it's just boring coloring. So here I'm bringing in the granny apple green. I'm going all the way around the whole entire thing. And I'm trying to do, with this one, I did like the larger squares or little areas. And then sometimes I would do the top tip. Sometimes I would do just another line. I did like 4 boxes with this color. Eventually, some of the colors, it's not like there's going to be a color police and tell you that you can't color 2 colors side by side. In the end, I end up doing that with the lemon lime twist, mainly because I was over coloring. I was started coloring it, and it just didn't matter. It looked nice regardless of what I did. So now I'm coming in with this Lost Lagoon, and I'm trying to color in the other bigger little squares in there just to even out the color, because you got the real bright green. Now you got the kind of a I don't know, a little bit more subtle with the blue. It kind of balances out the bright, and the blue is more calming, I guess. But I'm going all the way around with the same thing as with the green, just choosing different ones. Some of them I'm coloring the tips, some of them I'm not. Um, Now I'm coming in with the Pretty Peacock. Now this color is very dark, so I chose to do the smaller areas, like you when you color this plant or leaf, there's some of the little things that are smaller. I didn't want this to be too dark, so I wanted to bring in the color, but I am just using just this color kind of sparingly, I guess, so it doesn't end up looking real dark. But you just go all the way around, and I still colored in 4 squares, I believe, but I just did the smaller ones. So now I'm bringing in the old olive. That's kind of the lighter of the greens that we have, and that's kind of balancing it out too. Um, it's not bright. It's just kind of like a dollar green, um, and filling in a couple of the little squares. Sometimes I do the tips. It just depends. I just randomly, yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter if you color 2 boxes that are right beside each other. I mean, I try to do the leaf is split in half, and I try to do whatever's on one side I put on the other. But if you color one on top and one on the bottom of each other, and it's not going to matter. I mean, it's all going to blend in because we're using so many different colors in this plant. Oops, I'm sorry. So the last color I brought in was a lemon lime twist, and that's kind of real bright. So I wanted to brighten up the card a little bit, and I'm just filling in all the extra areas. So now I'm going to bring in the little monkey, and I'm going to color him. I just used the crumb cake. I think the crumb cake is probably my favorite of all the colors that we colored this week. Colored the monkey in this week. It's not too dark, it's not too light. It's just like that right in between color. Pebble Path is one of my favorite new neutral colors. But it does kind of color this a little bit dark, but my marker is brand new, so it could be just because it's so wet that it looks darker. I don't know, but this was my favorite, the crumb cake for the little monkey. And I don't do anything fancy. I don't try to shade. I simply do the light in the ears and the face and the dark everywhere else. This is such a small image. I think the blending and all the shading and stuff, you can do that if you want, but with this little image, I don't think it's necessary to do that. I mean, you could do a little bit maybe under the chin or the tail or something if you wanted to blend, but um, like I said, it's just small areas, so I don't really worry about that. Plus, I'm not really the coloring's not my favorite thing. I'm trying to do it a little bit more. I just ordered a whole bunch of new markers this week, and I want to because I know that when Christmas and Halloween comes around, I'm gonna have to do some coloring, and I ended up biting the bullet and ordering that sleigh, so that's going to be part of my Christmas in July um, thing that we're doing. I haven't announced what I'm doing with that yet. I haven't completely figured it out. I just placed my order for the items today, so I can kind of get an idea of what I want to do. Um, Speaking of all the things that's going on this week, the Paper Pumpkin. If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can get the refills, pass kits, and add-ons. Some of them are 50 up to 50% off. This whole month of July, we're having starting today. Um, we're having bonus days. So what that means is for every $50 you spend, Stampin' Up! Will email you a $5 coupon that you can use towards an order next month. Um, I've already racked up a bunch of those already, so I'm excited about that. So here I'm just blending in the balmy blue, kind of like a sky background because, I did all this work with the green. I wanted to at least look like the whole thing I wanted to do was to try and make it look like he was peeking through the bushes, but I should have maybe used a smaller piece of cardstock to where the leaves come in more and was around him more. But it still turns out to be a cute card. It's just not exactly. When I thought in my head, I just wanted like maybe his head to peek out. There's an awful lot of space, so um, just keep that tip in mind when if you decide to do this card, maybe cut your card um, front down just a little bit to where it comes in a little bit more. Um, let's see what else is going on. Oh, the clearance rack was refreshed. I've already seen items already gone. I had a lot of issues exporting this video to when I was editing it, and it's yeah, I was up till like 6 o'clock this morning, and I finally I had to go to bed. I couldn't stay awake any longer, and then I ended up sleeping all day. So I just ended up posting to my Facebook page that I would post this video in the evening because I just couldn't. Basically, what I have to do is I have to export it and bring it back in to do the voiceover, and it took like hours to export. I think because the coloring took so long, it was such a long video. I don't normally do that many videos, or when I do long videos, I will do them in like each card, like three different things, and bring it in that way. And I think that's why it took so long. But I just end up going to bed at 6 a.m. So um, yeah, that's why this is being posted late today, and I am so sorry. But I wanted to definitely keep posting on my days because I made a commitment to do Mondays and Thursdays, and I want to keep up with that. But I will definitely get better about, I wasn't expecting this. Normally I'll do it the night before and then I'll schedule it to post, but it just was not working out. This has been such a crazy week with the holiday. We had company over, family was here. Um, it's just one thing that, a lot of different things this week, but in the end, I'm getting you the video. So I just wanted to let you know why it's late. So what I'm doing now is I've stamped and cut out more leaves, and I'm going to layer these and pop them up on dimensionals to give the card some dimension. So that makes it extra cool, I think. This is the part that I said, like if it was, if I would have made the card base a little bit smaller, then I think it would have definitely made a difference. Like it would have made the leaves come in towards him more. And I felt like with these, I didn't want to just pop a leaf in the middle of the thing and it not be on the edge. So like I didn't want it to just be floating in the middle of the card. So that's, why I'm or, trying to explain what I think I did wrong with this card, but it still looks really cute. So I'm doing the same color concept as I did with the other leaves. I'm coloring them almost the exact same way. Um, and I'm just going to pop them up on dimensional. So I am going to stop and fast forward this a little bit so you don't have to be bored watching this as well. Okay, so I wanted to back to talking about the clearance rack. The clearance rack was really good this time. It had some like really cute like trinkets on there for only $1 or something, like $1.25. I like to stock up on stuff like that for my craft fairs because I mean you can't beat it. There was like these little metal little leaf charm things. And I remember when we had them last year, they were kind of heavy, I thought, for my cards, but like to put on little tags and things, they just give extra detail and make them super cute. But they were only like $1.25 or something like that. So I stocked up on those. I got some extra embellishments that were only like $1. I can't use them on cards to demonstrate for you guys because they'll sell out. But there was like treat bags on there, and then the paper pumpkin. I had not subscribed at the time when they had the little Christmas one, so I got the little Christmas tag set, and I didn't even care about getting the tags. I just wanted the stamp that said from Santa because I do a lot of gift tags for my craft fairs. So I really thought that was a cute stamp. So I got the whole kit just so I could get the stamp set. But that was only like I think $14 for that, and it was a full stamp set. So trying to think of some of the other things that I seen on there. Lots of ribbon was on there. Like if you plan Christmas crafts. I know there was a real red ribbon on there. I bought a ton of that last year um, that I have stocked up. But so here I'm just randomly putting the leaves just kind of where I see some blank white spaces in the background. At first, I was going to make a bunch of these and just try to bring it in further to go around the monkey. I'm for sure trying to cover up his legs because, like I said, the concept that I was going for here was that he was like kind of sticking out from the trees or from the bushes. But I definitely might recreate this card. I don't know when I'll get time. I'm getting ready to start designing for next week's card class, but that's what I'm doing. I end up coloring more of these. I didn't feel like this was enough. Um, if you were gonna do this card, maybe do one of those little like layerings. The what is it? The stylish shapes dies. Like maybe do one of those little squares and put him in the middle. That might be a good size for this, to where it only shows like his little face coming through. But I mean, again, I think it looks cute. It's I don't know. In my head, I thought it would look different. So this is the pretty peacock card base. I didn't do any layering or anything. I just put the regular cardstock onto this, and I really like this color. I wasn't sure I would because I'm not the biggest fans of these kind of colors, but like the blue greens or whatever this is, I don't know, it's not a turquoise. I don't know, but I really like it. It's really a pretty color in person. So, um, I've been using it a lot lately. I should have probably used the thick whisper white or basic white. Um, Not that it matters, but it doesn't bleed through as bad, but you won't see it anyways. But I just got done. I actually cut like a whole pack of card stock, the white card stock like this, down into that size, into the 4 and 5 1/4, just so I don't have to do it. It's already done. So here I'm realizing I really would like to have a lot more of the leaves going around the edges. So I'm gonna get ready to color some more of those. And but first I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Um, so I kind of use, it's funny, the demonstrators call it, it isn't really contraband, but it's just because it's not from another company. It's just my old punches. I wanted to have the area around this just a little bit of color popping out of there. So I used my scallop circle punch for the bottom layer. I did use the nested or the stylish shaped circles to cut this out, the first layer, but the second layer I cut with my um, scalloped circle punch to create the little border around. I wish they would bring those back. I mean, as a business perspective, I understand, once they stop selling, everyone has them. They can't sell them to us anymore. So they pull them from the sales list. But to me, it's just the best thing. I don't know, nothing. I mean, I like die cutting as far as when it comes to adding the stitching. With the punches, you don't get the stitching, but sometimes you just want to do something quick. And with the layering dies or the die the stylish shapes, the next layer is so much bigger. I didn't want that. I wanted it to just peek out from behind. In fact, from the video that I'm looking, you can barely even you'll barely even be able to tell it's there, but that's what I wanted. I wanted something small that wasn't gonna be the focal point. I want the leaves to be the focal point of this card. But it's your card. You can make it however you want. But I just wanted to let you know that that's what I used, in case you were wondering. I think as crafters, like that was the thing that we did, or when I did cards in the beginning, I just loved those little scallop circles. Um, it just looks, it's not time consuming to do it, and you can mass produce with the punches. So here I'm like, well, it's too much blank space. I need to add something. So I decided to add a couple bananas in his hand and a couple on the sentiment. Um, and the only blended, or what do they call them? I always forget the name of these. The blending markers, the alcohol markers. Only yellow that I have is lemon lolly. I did end up ordering another additional color this week because I just realized I only had the one yellow. So and I actually just got that. I really stocked up this time. I got probably 10 or 15 different colors this week of the markers, which some of them are just replacing the ones I already have from, when I had them in storage and the heat damaged them. I replaced some of those, but um, I think I ordered like maybe 15 different packs of them. That's definitely something to think about with the inventory issues that Stepping Up has sometimes. They get stuff when they can. A lot of things come from other countries, and they can't get the quantities they want, or they don't have the place to store them. Um, you might start thinking about colors that you want for Christmas because you want to be able to already have them ordered and be ready to go when that catalog launches. And I think it's September now. Um, Demonstrators get to do their pre-order next month, so I think out of all like the Christmas is my absolute favorite. I think it's my, like it'll be what I spend the most money on. Um, it's just my favorite projects to make, but mainly because I do the craft fairs, but a lot of that stuff I do with my Cricut machine too. I don't always, like a lot of stuff I make is 3D, but I still suck up. I still end up spending a bunch of money on the Christmas stuff. It's always so cute. And I love Halloween. Halloween is fun too. So I was kind of disappointed that they didn't have any Halloween stuff in the pre-order because, if we get our pre-order, I guess if we do the pre-order in August and it launches in September, that still gives our customers enough time to order. But like sometimes when you have the Halloween stuff, you don't get enough time. Because I think I want to do a 12 weeks of Halloween series. And I think I looked up the dates. I can't remember. I don't have my catalog or my calendar with me right now, but it's pretty tight from the time that I get the catalog to designing the projects and stuff. Here's where I'm deciding to go ahead and color more of the leaves. So I am going to again fast forward this video for the coloring purposes. Okay, so last round of coloring, I promise. So I wanted to talk about registration for my in-person card class is going out tomorrow morning. I'm not sure how long I think probably a week, maybe a week and a half I'll allow registrations. If that's something that you even think you want to be interested in doing, if you live in the Bartow Lakeland area, um, of Florida, then you want to join my email list, and there's a link below to do that. That's how I announce all my classes and am able to do signups through email. I think probably Monday, I'm going to take the weekend to try and figure out what I want to do for the Christmas in July. So I will be announcing that registration, but that's going to be completely online. So if you are interested in purchasing the Christmas in July packet, it'll be a card kit. You will be responsible to order. I'll have it to where you can do add-ons, but to make those kits, I cannot give you stamped images. I can do all the die cutting and punching and all that for you, but if you want the actual stamp set, I will put add-ons, but I don't know like what the inventory is going to be like for that, but I should figure that out by Monday. And the registration for that will come out on Monday. So like I said, if you're interested in any of those things, make sure you're on my email list, and the link is in the description below. Also, check out the video that I just posted for this monkeys class. Every Monday, I do a card class to go, and the card class is completely free, just like this video. But if you want to receive the card kits, if you place a $35 order with my host code in my online store during this week, then I'll ship those to you, and I also give out a free embellishment with those card kits if you place a $50 order using my host code. All that information is linked in the description below. I will see you guys on Monday. I hope you enjoyed this card. Even though it's not exactly what I thought, it definitely will give you an idea of how to make a card similar to it. So I will see you on Monday. Thanks and goodbye.